Hi there. My name is Eric Martin. I'm the Senior Vice President of Franchise Development for Happinest Brands. I'm joined by our Vice President of Franchise Development, Sharon Kupek. Sharon, how you doing?
Doing great today. How about you, Eric?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. It's good to spend some time with you. As a prospective franchise owner of one of our Happinest brands, we just wanted to spend a few moments here giving you a bit of background on our system here of Happinest so you have a bit of an idea of what you're looking at here as you get further into your due diligence and researching one of our franchise concepts. So you can see a picture here of a good portion of our corporate team based in Holmdel, New Jersey. Not everybody's in here, but a lot of our support staff and media team and some of our coaches are in here, and just gives you a little bit of an idea of the breadth of our support team here at Happy Nest. It's interesting, Sharon and I recently did a bit of a study on how many years of experience our team here at Happy Nest has, right, Sharon?
That's right.
Over 3,000 years of collective franchise experience on the Happiness Brands corporate team. So a big part of franchising is coaching and training and guidance and support. And we have a very robust system here and a lot of wonderful coaches and support personnel. So we'll talk about that a bit more as we go forward, of course. But before we dive into the brands and a bit more about our strategy here at Happy Nest, Sharon and I just wanted to give you a bit of a timeline to understand where Happiness really began. It started back in the late 1960s with a brand called Lawn Doctor. You may have heard of it. Lawn Doctor is a brand that is widely known as one of the more successful service concepts around. And there's a lot of franchise concepts in the country. Over 4,000 franchise concepts, Sharon, as you well know, in the United States. And the sheer fact is over 80% of brands will never get to or surpass 100 locations. It's very hard to franchise the right way and grow sustainably. What we looked at several years ago was Lawn Doctor had built a team of very successful support staff, had a lot of infrastructure, capital behind it, resources, and it was just focused on Lawn Doctor for many decades. We got to a stage in 2017 as a leadership team where we felt very confident that we could utilize those resources and learnings to help other brands in the service space grow responsibly, but have some unfair advantages that many of the newer emerging service brands may not have, certainly today. So with that in mind, in 2018, we made our first acquisition after creating the Happiness umbrella. That brand was Mosquito Hunters. And then from there, we acquired a brand called Eco Maids in 2020. And most recently, we brought on Elite Window Cleaning, which is based in Canada. It's a window cleaning concept that's been around for over a decade. Took that brand and all the learnings from that particular model and the same founder and decided to bring it to the United States under the brand name of Sparkle Squad. So we currently have 5 concepts within the Happiness Brands portfolio. And as Sharon well knows, we're just getting started. Our goal here at Happiness is to have a portfolio of somewhere between 10 to 15 service concepts that all relate well to each other and coincide with each other in our ecosystem here at Happiness. But there will be opportunities for you as a prospective franchise owner to, of course, learn more about Happiness. And at some point, if it makes sense and you decide to come on board and be a part of what we're doing here, there's opportunities for you as well to grow vertically into some different opportunities down the road. We'll reserve that for a later date, but we're really excited about what we're building here. And more importantly, our team is building it in the right way. When you start to think about Happiness Brands, and Sharon's going to go into this in a bit more detail in a few slides, really kind of the key focus here is centralizing where we can, decentralizing where we can't. When you look at the brands that we currently have in our portfolio, they're all service concepts. They all have somewhat of a membership model, recurring revenue, great opportunities for customer retention and growing those customer revenue opportunities, right, through multiple revenue streams. So when we're scoring brands at Happy Nest to bring in, we want to make sure they have those components in some way, shape, or form. But very respectfully, the widget in the franchise, while important, isn't the most important factor. It's really how you create demand, how you fulfill demand, and really having a journey for a customer and a good user experience. So that's how we're thinking about this. Any brand we have, any market we go into with any new owner, how do we get interest built quickly? And once that starts to kind of happen, How do we fulfill it very quickly and really free up a franchise owner at the local level to focus on the most important thing? It's customers that paid them yesterday and the day before and the week before, to keep those relationships and grow those relationships. So we've created a system here at Happinest where we are marketing for our franchise owners. A lot of our marketing is digital. We do some direct mail. We have some various tactics that Sharon's going to touch on. You're going to be focused more on the ground level, ground game tactics. There are some boots on the ground activities that you're going to do as an owner that are going to help influence and multiply the effects of our centralized media as well. But I want to be clear, we're managing media for our franchise owners in your territory. You invest into that. We want to be aggressive and really stoke that fire and keep that burning using various tactics to be in front of that customer and meet them where they're at. That's really important. And then from there, as you'll look on the kind of bottom right hand here, the visual, just a little snippet of our in-house sales center we call the dojo. We have well over 35 agents that work on behalf of our system and field calls, lead forms coming in. Again, it's a speed to lead world. And Sharon and I know this quite well, being in home services for many, many years. You don't get a lot of second swings at the plate. So we're very efficient at creating demand. We're very efficient using our sales team and sales center to fulfill demand. We've learned over decades of doing this, it's virtually impossible for a franchise owner to get every phone call and every lead form in real time. But the sheer fact is you need to today to be successful. And that's why a lot of the local independent mom and pops have struggles, is they can't meet that customer where they're at in their journey and fulfill that demand quickly and do everything else a local business owner and team needs to do. So we're bringing those resources to the table. And we also have some incredible software that is cloud-based and systems in place for scheduling and routing and customers and tablets for technicians and check-in and check-outs and workflows. All of these things are really important to have that efficient experience once a customer becomes a customer and we can communicate with them on a routine basis. So again, Sharon's going to go a little bit deeper there in a moment, but why look at home services? Well, very simply put, there's a big demand for it. We talk a lot in our process with our prospects about the can't do it and the don't want to do it society, right? So you've got millennials on one side, that's the don't want to do it society, living their best life, value time and experiences, willing to spend money on services to be done for them. They don't want to do it. Then you have the boomers. That's the don't want to do it society, or excuse me, the can't do it society, forgive me. That particular segment is aging in place, living longer lives, staying in their home, and have some limitations on things that they might not be able to do anymore that they once did many years ago. So it's really the convergence of these two groups. There's about 90 million millennials. There's nearly 80 million baby boomers. These two generations are defining decisions in our country. And that's why there's a huge need and opportunity to break into home services. And as I said earlier, it's a lot of moms and pops, a lot of local companies that don't have the systems and the resources that Happinest is bringing to the table that really set you apart and differentiate you. Massive space, $600 billion and growing. Home formation is expected to double over the next 15 to 20 years, which that's our go-to customer early. As we start to branch out and get into more commercial business, the opportunities are endless within home services. So we feel really good how we're positioned. These are essential services, recession resistant. And obviously we have all been through the pandemic, and all of our brands that were in operation at that point in time grew significantly. And that just shows how important it is to have services that continue to go in just about any environment. As I touched on a moment ago, recurrence of revenue, we love that membership model, creating those annuity-like businesses where you get a customer, you pay one time to get them. It's how long can we keep those relationships and how can we grow those relationships? And our models don't really require heavy bricks and mortar. Some will have a light industrial space or maybe a small office suite, but there's not a Class A build out. Keeps those costs down, a little bit more manageable of an investment in the earlier stages for our franchise owners. So just a quick breeze through our brands. Lawn Doctor, that's where it all started. #1 lawn treatment company in the United States. Great customer satisfaction, of course. When we start to talk about the why for Happinest, you have to look at Lawn Doctor and say, well, this company is one of 3 brands that has been an Entrepreneur Media Franchise 500 for over 40 years, 45 years straight to be exact. There's 2 other brands that can say that, Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's. So we're in really good company. And this is the anchor of Happinest brand. So all of our models are built off of the learnings and experience of a tried and true, highly respected brand. And obviously we have all of our brands have proprietary equipment and services and options that we'll get into more details as we dive in, but certainly Lawn Doctor has that. When you look at mosquito hunters, that was the first next Happinest brand. And we saw an opportunity to come in and really differentiate. And this model has evolved over a period of time. It's a rapidly growing space, pest control, mosquito control, and holiday lighting. What we decided to do was make this a 3-in-1 business model, one vehicle that can do 3 distinct different service lines with mosquito, tick, and flea control, perimeter pest control, and now holiday lighting services. So state-of-the-art vehicle that's actually being updated as we are currently speaking here, recognized as a very fast-growing franchise opportunity, and just a lot of great white space available here within the Mosquito Hunters Humbug Holiday Lighting brand. As I touched on, we did it again with EcoMaids in 2019 officially. And what we really like about EcoMaids is, again, service concept, but unique and different. This is a rapidly growing brand, a lot of differentiation. It's all green, non-toxic products that we use. There's not a lot of waste involved. We don't use paper towels. We use microfiber towels as an example. So we're very conscientious, and we feel, and I think you would agree, this is on trend, on point. The world that we live in is all about sustainability, making sure that we're doing things that are good for the environment, smaller footprint, all those buzzwords you're going to hear if you're looking at EcoMaids. This is an opportunity to build a team-based business, a staffing model where owners are executive level working on it, building managers and eco technicians going into the field. This is a little bit different maybe than some of the other brands that we have, where you're not going to have as many staff needs in those earlier stages. Great operational systems here, and again, additional opportunities to grow rapidly with a lot of white space here on the EcoMaids brand. Now, what we looked at with Sparkle Squad initially was, it started in Canada with our founder, was run for a decade. We wanted to be in the window cleaning space here in the US for many years. We think it's a great opportunity, and it was a matter of finding the right leader and the right fit in the system that we felt melded well into the Happinest Brands model. Sparkle Squad was officially rolled out in 2023 into the Happinest portfolio, and now it's a rapidly growing brand here in the US. This is a brand that has differentiation coming out of the ears here with carbon fiber water-fed poles, and there's no ladders, there's no buckets, very efficient type of business model. The job pod you're looking at here is what we call the Sparkle Squad vehicle, does a ton of different services that we'll get into detail with you about, but we're rapidly growing here, and this is what we call Amazonifying a space, and we'll get into details about how we have the sales process, online booking engine, some different ways to get to customers really, really quickly and efficiently, and also deliver these services extremely efficiently, making it a much higher margin for our franchise operators. So those are our brands at a high level. Of course, we'll talk more. Sharon's just going to jump in and maybe talk a bit more about our marketing program and some of the centralization tools that we have. Take it away, Sharon.
Thanks, Eric. Great overview of who we are in the nest, which is super fun. So I wanted to dive in a little bit on the back end support, because that's where Happiness really shines. So Eric touched on our marketing being centralized. The goal here is to free you up as an owner to do what you need to be doing best, which is running your business and not deciding what AdWords to purchase or how to market on social media or how to design a content piece or anything like that. We take that all off your plate. It's completely a transparent and cohesive process that we use within Happiness. We duplicate this across all of our brands. We are masters at creating demand where demand does not exist. Meaning, because we're in the emerging space with everything but Lawn Doctor, we are able to go into an area when you purchase a territory where the brand has never been before, because it's a brand new brand. We're able to generate that activity in a timely manner, a fast manner to get you to cash flow. That's the goal. But we're able to create that demand by sort of blocking the sun. The strategy is to block the sun out. So when anybody ever thinks about the widget service that you're offering, depending on what brand it is, they're automatically going to think about Lawn Doctor, Mosquito Hunter, Sunbug Lighting, EcoMaids, Sparkle Squad, or Elite up in Canada. This is a unusual marketing strategy in franchising where we almost force your success, and especially in the beginning, we take it and we manage it for you and a little bit with you in the beginning. And then it helps you really truly understand why investing, not spending, but investing in marketing dollars are critical to the success of your business, especially in the beginning when you have to get to cash flow and you have to start making profit. This is a critical approach. So if you want to flip to the next slide, we'll talk about what else we do for the owners. So partly in our strategy, we don't just sort of throw a dart and say, hey, we're going to market here or we're going to market there. We use data. Data drives a good 85% of our entire marketing strategy. The other 15% is the amazing artists that we have on staff, and they manage that art side of it. But when we're talking about the centralization, as I just spoke about, and doing digital demand creation and driving people that are interested in getting more information to the website, that's a cost. There's a cost associated to every single person that lands on the website. It's a lead. And when the money runs out, the leads run out. So in order to lift the value and block the sun and bring more activity to our owners, we incorporate ground interaction activities. So that's called ground game. And we'll get into the details behind that, but we use data to determine where we activate ground activity. While you're activating ground activity in a specific neighborhood, thanks, that's perfect turn there. We are doing it digitally. So we focus on, we do overarching marketing on behalf of your territory, but we really go granular on clusters. We want to saturate the brand in a very tight area to create route density, which will create efficiencies, and then spread out from there. So this is a aggressive approach to getting your brand in your backyard and then optimizing the activities depending on what brand it is and make it as efficient as possible, because the more efficient you are in your business, the more profitability drops to the bottom line. In every one of our business models, minutes and seconds are dollars and cents. The more you can manage your efficiency, the better it is for your bottom line net profit. So by trying to work on zone routing for you so that we're only booking and you're only booking when you're in a specific neighborhood, you're booking 3 or 4 jobs or 10 jobs, whatever it might be. And so that's why we create with our marketing strategy, the ability to make that easy for you. That's exactly the purpose behind it. So everything drives to the websites. Well, somebody's got to respond to that. And we have our very own call center. We actually have 2 call centers. We have one, the dojo, as Eric mentioned, and that is for lawn doctor, mosquito hunters, and EcoMaids. And then Elite and Sparkle have the jungle, and they answer calls. So they handle everything. Speed to lead is essential. People will go somewhere else. We all do if we don't get instant response. They are professionals that are intensely trained to interact with anybody on any platform, whether it be coming in through social media, your website, a web form, a text, a phone call. However they're coming in, we are in position to be able to answer their needs and really maximize the opportunity to upsell, make your jobs more valuable, and provide and solve a service need that customer has. So they do a great job. We have very strong conversion rates across all of our brands with the 2 sales centers that we have. There's probably a total, I think there's about 35 agents for the dojo, and there's another 8 to 10 agents at any given time for Sparkle Squad Elite. So as we grow, we add more agents. They get trained. Some handle all brands. Some just handle just one specific brand, but they are your sales arm. to your business so that you don't have to be doing that. You can be out doing things that are going to generate revenue. They're called RGAs. We also provide you with an extremely robust in-house recruitment strategy. There are tools, there are systems in place, there's training around how to recruit the right people, build the right culture. So you have the frontline people doing what they need to be doing out in the field, supporting you. They are your face of your business. And so you really do need to find great people that you can support and raise them up through your business. So this program that we've put in place really does support the opportunity to find the best of the best. We also uniquely offer our franchise partners healthcare opportunities for themselves and their staff, which is a great recruiting tool because people do need healthcare. Then we'll flip to the next one. So as we look at who fits with Happinest Brands as franchise partners, it's very important to us that we put the right people in the right seats, right? We want you to represent our brand with the integrity that it deserves out in the marketplace. That's going to help us build nationally a very strong national brand, but more importantly, it's going to help you on a local level be as successful as you would like to be in your business. So some of the things that we focus on is we're kind of walking through the process, whether you're working with myself or Eric or one of our development partners on our teams, is really educating you and determining whether you have a natural business sense about you. You don't have to be an expert running a business. Most people have never run a business. That's okay. That's why you have us. But what we need to know is, can you learn it? Are you a natural at this? We want you to be the mayor of whatever brand you get into in your local community. We want you to be excited about going to chamber meetings and networking and sponsoring events and supporting local causes. This is really important to have people see you in your backyard and be able to correlate you with your brand. It just helps with getting sales over the finish line for you and having people come to you as an expert in the field that you're in, whatever widget you end up in. Everything is about the customer in every business. Somebody always has a customer in a business. It's critical to success that the owners of these businesses value that customer relationship and do everything they can to create a stellar experience for a customer. And that means that you build a stellar culture within your organization. So the people that you hire, the teams that you build by lifting your team members up, giving them opportunity, onboarding them for success will translate into providing a very happy customer, right? It all works together. So understanding that, really wanting that type of culture within your business is going to be key to whether this is a good opportunity for you. Really good management style skills is important. Being organized, we can teach you the systems. You need to implement that in your backyard. And so organically, we would like candidates to come into this process in an organized manner, because if you're organized in the process, you're going to be organized in your business. And then lastly, be really open to learning from us and growing. You have to want to learn. You may have never been a business owner. What you're doing is paying for a group of SMEs within a brand. We are the experts. Let us teach you. We have a proven model. You will validate that the model has been proven by talking to the CEOs of the brands, by talking to some owners in the brands, by working with the rest of the group under Happiness that are going to help lift your business with you. Take that advice. We are the experts. So we want you to be open to that. You will have autonomy to run your business. It's your business. You are a small business owner, independent. But there's a reason why you got into it. It's because you validated that the system works. So take some advice from us when we offer it and then make a good decision. And with that, I'll wrap up and say we really, truly appreciate you taking a little bit of time with Eric and I today to learn a little bit more about happiness. We're excited to work with you and have our team work with you. If you're not following Happinest on LinkedIn, take a second, put your camera up there. You're going to learn everything you need to know about Happinest, the culture, the brands, our team members. It's a fun social media platform for you to really get entrenched with the happiness news at any given time. So thank you so much, Eric. This was fun. Hope you had a good
blast,
time.
Sharon. Thank you for joining me as well. And thank you for listening in on this. And we look forward to working with you and going deeper. So have a great day, Sharon.
Thanks. You too, Eric.
Thanks.